Hello everyone, welcome back. This is part 2 of today's video, May 14th of 2020. May 14th of 2020. So right now I'm not in front of the camera because you won't be able to see the questions. So as you can see, there are two boards, and then as I said before, we're going to do some exercises related to what we've learned so far in Unit 7, okay? So I want you to look at the questions. So we have first, on the top left, write the words. So I wrote down the prices, and I want you to write down I want you to write the words of it. So, and then the next question is, it says, write questions. It says how many, how much. So for that question, number 1 through 4, you can see that I have the answer. So for example, for number 1, it says I have a few strawberries. So using that as a hint, I want you to make a question either using how many or how much. Okay? And then another, we have final question is, for right now, it would be complete the sentences on the right, number 1 through 6. You can use the words on the top, the green words, to fill in the sentences or fill in the blanks. Okay, so I want you to pause the video and try to solve this on your own. And then once you're done, resume the video and I will go over the answers with you. Okay? All right. Okay, so assuming that now you're done, you tried it on your own, I'm going to go over the answers. Okay, so let's go over the first one, or first part. Okay, so write the words. Here we have 319 with a dollar sign, and we say $3.19. Another way of saying this is 319. So if you remember, it's either so we can divide this, we can section this into a dollar and cents, and then we have to see where the dot is at, the period. So here 3.19. So this is a dollar section, and then this is a cent section. So then we can say $3.19, because there's more than 1 cent and more than $1, so we have to put it in a plural form. And then another way of saying is we don't say the unit at all. So we don't say the dollar, we don't say the cent. Then we say 319. 319. Next one. This one. So we have here in the dollar we have 10. In the cents section we have 49. So we say $10. So we have an S here. It's more than $1. So $10.49. Also plural, 49. And then we can just say 1049. 1049. This one, we have 9 in the dollar section, and then for the cent section we have 11. So we have $9.11. Same thing, this is plural. And then if we shorten it, we say 911. 911. And lastly, we have 60 on the dollar side and then 8 on the cent side. So we say $60. $60 and 8 cents. More than a dollar, more than a cent. So if we shorten it, we say 60.08. So when we say, if you see here, I said 08, we have to pronounce this part. We don't have to say that here because it's just 8 is just an 8. But when we shorten it, we have to try to pronounce every little part. So 6008. It could be 6001, 6002, 6003, 6004, 6005. Do you get the idea? So you have to, for this 0 part, you have to kind of pronounce it as O. Next question, we have right questions, and we have to use either how many or how much, depending on what kind of answer there are. So let's look at this. So number 1, our answer here, hint, was I have a few strawberries. So strawberries, okay, so a few is a quantifier. If you remember a quantifier, we use it to express a certain amount. So a few is definitely more than one. And then the strawberries are, so strawberry, is it a noun that's countable or non-countable? It's countable. So strawberry is a countable noun. So if it's countable, we have to use how many, right? How many? So how many strawberries do you need? We have to say do you need because it says, it starts with the subject here is I. So when we're asking a question, it has to be you. And it's talking about needing. Oh, here, sorry. Not need. Sorry about that. This has to be, how many strawberries do you have? That was my mistake. Please change it to have. Have. So, have. I have a few strawberries. So, have and have. And then, and remember, when we're asking questions and how many, the noun, remember, has to be in plural form. So, how many strawberries, right? So, one more time. How many strawberries do you have? I have a few strawberries. So now number 2, let's, she needs a lot of sugar. So if we look at this answer, she needs a lot of sugar. Sugar is non-countable noun. And then we have a subject, she. And then we have quantifier, a lot of. So when we're asking question, because it's non-countable, we have to use the question how much. So how much sugar, and sugar, there's no singular plural form, it's just sugar. So we have to, there's no need to change anything. So how much sugar does she need? The subject is she here, so it needs to be the same. And then remember, when we're making a question, when we're using subject pronoun she, he, or it, we have to use does, D-O-E-S, right? And we learned it when we're talking about daily activities. So we say, can you do this for me? Can she does this for me, right? So do and does, the difference you need to remember about the subject pronoun. So here we have a she, so we have to use does. So how much sugar does she need? She needs a lot of sugar. Number 3, for the hint would be, there is one orange. Orange is a countable noun, and there's one, only one. Is and one. What? Maybe this is a bad one. So I'm going to use a different marker. So there's one orange. So if it's countable, we, as I said before, we use how many. So how many, and then the noun has to be in a plural form. So how many oranges? Here we have an S here to show the plural form. And then we have to say, how many oranges are there? How many oranges are there? We say are there because we started with the question where there is, right? So we're using the hint. So we're just following the hint. So let's see, there is one orange. Then we know that the question needs to include the word there. And here, and then it needs to include orange, and there's only one. It's countable, so it's gonna be how many oranges are there. Here, she needs a lot of sugar. Sugar is non-countable noun. She is the subject pronoun, and it needs to be included. And if there's anything, if a subject pronoun, if the subject pronoun is a she, he, or it needs to have the word does in order to form a question. So here, then we have how much sugar does she need for action, and then I have a few strawberries. I know that strawberry is countable. The subject pronoun is I. That means when you're asking a question, the subject is going to be you. And it's about have, so it's going to be how many strawberries do you have? So the important thing is you have to dissect each sentence apart to make sure the subject pronouns are correct, or the verb is correct, the noun, is it a singular form or plural form, is it correct? And then depending on the pronouns, we need to use do or does for a question. And then we also have to account for the countable and non-countable. We have more practices, we have more exercises to go over, so we're gonna keep going. If you are confused by what I'm saying, try to replay the video one more time. And then if you still have questions, please let me know. So I'm gonna continue with the other questions. Okay, it's the other question. Let's finish this. So number 4, you need a lot of water. Water is non-countable noun, and the subject is you, and the verb is need. A lot of is the quantifier. So first, water, non-countable, so we need to say how much in order to form a question. So how much? And then we know that the noun is non-countable, so we just put water. And then we need to use something about need and the subject you. So when we're asking a question, when you say you as an answer, you have to form a question with I. So how much water do I need? I'm asking someone, and then the answer is you need a lot of water. So we say the correct question would be how much water do I need? And then here we're going to complete the sentences. So number 1, here I said we need a lot of meat. Meat is also non-countable, and the quantifier is a lot of. It's a we, it's plural, so we need a verb. A verb for we need. How do I say this? Yeah. Oh yeah. So for that particular subject pronoun, we need to use the verb without the letter s. So we need a lot of meat. Number 2, she needs a dozen egg. She needs a dozen egg. So remember subject pronoun. When we're making a statement, and if you have a verb, you need to add the letter s to make a statement. So she needs a dozen egg, and the dozen here is another what is it? Partitives. Is a dozen means 12. 12. So here it actually means 12 eggs, but instead of that, we say just dozen egg. Then people know that there are 12 eggs. So number 3, he doesn't need many bananas. He doesn't need many bananas. So bananas are countable. So we want to use something, if it's many and much is for, we want to use for non-countable nouns. So in this case, bananas are countable, so we can say many. Number 4, how many peaches does she need? How many peaches? The peaches countable. That's why the question is using how many. And then here the subject is she, and the verb is need. And as I told you, subject pronoun, if it's he, she, or it, we have to use does when we're forming a question. Number 5, I need a few mangoes. A few mangoes. So this is a quantifier to explain the plural form of mango. And then it doesn't, so the answer came out to be a few as a process of elimination. So here I looked at it, for a verb, when we were using subject pronoun need, we need to add the letter S. So I knew that I can get rid of this. So she needs. And then if I look at we is not included in the she, he, or it category. So I know that it doesn't need a letter S, but we need a verb. So then I can cross this out. And then he doesn't need many bananas. How many peaches does she need? Here we have does, and then because of subject pronoun, I knew that the question needs to include the word does. And then here we have a few, many, and much. When I looked at this, so bananas are countable, mangoes are countable, but we don't say. It's very awkward to say he doesn't need. So we can get rid of much because these two are countable nouns, but then we have a few, quantifier a few, and then we have many left. But a few is very awkward when we're trying to use it. He doesn't need a few bananas. You don't want to use it like that. I think most of the time we want to use it in a positive statement. So instead of like he needs, if there was no doesn't. So instead of doesn't, if it was does, it would be he does need a few bananas. But this case, it's a negative form, so I think we need to use many. So he doesn't need many bananas. So we get rid of that. Then we have a few and a much left. And here we can look at this. How much rice do you need? Rice is uncountable noun. Non-countable noun. So we know that we have to use much here to make it into question. So get rid of that. And then we are left with a few as a quantifier. So I need a few mangoes. So that's it for the question so far. And then we have a few more exercises. So I'm gonna let you work on it. Let me get the questions. Okay, so this is a few more exercises. I think this will be the last exercises for Unit 7. So here we have complete the chart. There's a singular and plural form of. So if you see this, so packages, cartons, these are partitives. We use them to count non-count nouns, but I want you to write the singular form or the plural form. So right for this one, they give you the plural form, so I want you to write the singular form. So complete the chart, and then for this one, I want you to complete the sentences using either there is or there are. So these are all the clues. So pause the video, try to do it on your own. Once you're done, I'll go over it with you, okay? Okay, so assuming you're done, let's go over this together. Okay, so let's go over it. So complete the chart, singular and plural. So here we had number 1, packages. which was in plural form. And in a singular form, it would be a package, so no S. Package. Number 2, we have plural form, cartons, and we use it for cartons of milk. So 2 cartons of milk, a carton of juice, right? A singular form is carton, C-A-R-T-O-N, carton, without the letter S. Number 3, loaf. We use that for bread. A loaf of bread. And then in plural form, we say loaves. So here we replace the letter F with VES. I hope this is just to remind you that there are regular ways of making a word into a plural form, or and then there's some irregular rules. So the regular ones are here. So you just need to add the letter S. But here you need to change it into, it's not irregular, but this is a different rule. If a word ends with the letter F, we need to change it to, replace it with VES. And number 4, bottle. If we want to turn it to plural form, it would be bottles. Box would be boxes. So here, if we have the last letter is X, we just need to add the letter ES to it, next to it. And then glasses. Glasses, it's just glass in the singular form. So we take out the ES. So GLASS. And then completes the sentences using there is, there are. So here, the most important thing is we need to see what kind of nouns that we're going against, and then we need to go look at the quantifier. If they're using a specific number, if it's just one thing or many things. So here we have 3 boxes of tea. Oh, I forgot a period. 3 boxes. So it's more than one. Then we have to say there are 3 boxes of tea. So quantifier here is a bottle of water. So there's 1 bottle of water. So we can say there is a bottle of water. There is. Here we have 1 bag of flour. 1 is also single. So we can say there is. And number 4, several packages of meat. Several packages. Several, it means more than one, so a lot. And then packages, so it means plural, so we know that it has to be there are. So one more time, there are 3 boxes of tea, there is a bottle of water, there is 1 bag of flour, there are several packages of meat. And that's the end of part 2 of today's video, and the end of Unit 7 review. For part 3, I'm going to start with reviewing Unit 8 now, okay? Alright, thanks for watching.